Tonight wouldn't be possible without our partner EE, the sponsor of our next category, the winner of which has been decided by you, the community. Here to present the EE Game of the Year is a beloved game streamer and presenter. Please welcome Leviathan.
Thanks to Everything Everywhere, we are honouring gaming excellence in a year defined by some things, some places. Here are the nominees for EE Game of the Year. All of these nominees delivered outstanding titles during a very challenging year, and while we honour them all, we are humbled to present this award to the winner chosen by you, the gaming community. The EE Game of the Year award goes to The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh man, I don't know why I'm so nervous. Thanks to BAFTA for selecting us amongst such wonderful games that we adore and are inspired by. Congrats to everyone at Naughty Dog, everyone that worked on this game. We made a game that pushed us outside our comfort zone and finished it under very unusual, crazy circumstances. And yet every single one of you delivered in spades. Thank you to every fan that voted for us. Your support encourages us to keep taking risks and keep pushing ourselves outside of that comfort zone. So on behalf of everyone at Naughty Dog, everyone at Sony, everyone that worked on The Last of Us Part 2, a big hearty thank you.
Animators exemplify the intersection of art and technology at the heart of games. Frame by frame, they painstakingly blend classic technique with innovative tech, quite literally bringing a game to life. Here to present our award for animation, please welcome gaming host and co-founder of Kinda Funny, Greg Miller.
If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then an animation is worth several novels. These next nominees have managed to take still assets and turn them into living, moving worlds and characters. For everyone who has had to deal with the foibles of Maya and ZBrush, this award belongs to you. And the BAFTA goes to The Last of Us Part 2.
It is such an honor to receive this award, and none of this would be possible without the hard work of so many people.
For our animation teams at Naughty Dog and BASG, who pour their heart in every single frame, and to our dedicated team of actors and athletes who gave us 100% in every take.
To our teams of artisans and engineers who give us characters to bring life to and the tools to mold them.
And most of all, to our loved ones who provide support and encouragement to us every step of the way.
Acting is more than simply pretending to be a character. It's about embodying a role and breathing life into it, showing a character's vulnerability, their wants and needs, their strengths and weaknesses, and above all else, serving the story. A great actor can keep us from ever even seeing them at all. Rather, we get to witness a fully realized character, experiencing a reality foreign to our own, but with such truth and commitment, we, the audience, are able to empathize and relate with a journey that will stay with us for a lifetime. And the BAFTA goes to Laura Bailey.
Oh no! Oh man! Oh, thank you, BAFTA. That feels really surreal to say that. All my fellow nominees, I love you guys. I am so grateful to be considered amongst all of you very talented humans. Troy Baker, you're a pillar in my life, and you will continue to be until we are covered in wrinkles and jaded. To Ashley, I see wings every time I look at you. You are a beautiful, talented angel. To the entire cast and the whole team at Naughty Dog, thank you for putting your heart and soul and commanding excellence for 5+ years. I wouldn't be making this speech if not for all the work that you guys put in. Neil Druckmann and Hallie Gross, thank you for being fearless in your storytelling, for writing a character who is unexpected and honest, and for allowing her to be vulnerable without precluding the fact that she could also be a powerhouse. To Travis and Ronan, you're in the other room. I'll come give you a hug in a second. To the fans, thank you to everyone who has been affected by this game. to everyone who loves these characters as deeply as we do. It was such an honor to play Abby, and it is such an honor to win this award.
I believe we have Neil Druckmann from The Last of Us 2. Neil, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Yeah.
We were talking about wholesome games, and then they thought it'd be a really good opportunity to put you on screen for some
there's
reason.
a family, there's a baby, there's a horse.
I mean,
There is a baby,
kind
a
of
very
wholesome.
cute baby, by the way. It's adorable.
I mean, yes, in
Spoilers.
between the terror and the anxiety that you caused me all last year. So thanks for that.
But you know, Neil,
You're welcome.
not only am I jealous of your awards, I'm also jealous of your haircut because we haven't been able to have one for a really long time here, and you're looking very,
I had, like,
very
I don't
fresh.
know why I didn't do this sooner. It's so much upkeep to have long hair.
It looks good. I'm loving it. Streamline.
Oh, thank you.
So, you know, I remember chatting with you, Neil. I've completed the game around launch, and I remember I had an interview with you, and it was so fresh in my memory, the ending of The Last of Us Part 2 at that point, that I couldn't quite, like, I feel like I knew at that point that I might be talking to you again around this time of year. How do you feel? Like, it's been quite a journey for Naughty Dog.
It's been the most insane journey, at least in my career. So many things we couldn't have predicted as far as just how hard it would be to make a game like this. The leaks that would happen right before we finish it, then to like finish it during a pandemic. It's insane. I remember talking to you as well because we were so hungry to talk to someone who's actually finished the game before the decided, because you work on this thing and at some point you lose the forest from the trees and you don't know if what you're making is good or not anymore. And it was great to just kind of chat and see the different thoughts people had about it.
But I found it quite difficult to vocalize a lot of that because it was still so raw, and I was like, I loved it, but I feel so like, there were so many layers of emotion to that ending that I was like, it's so emotionally mature in a way that I'm just not used to, you know?
But do you not find that it was one of those games that you ended up talking an awful lot to people about?
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, would it be fair to say, Neil? I mean, I've said this a bit before, but I really feel like The Last of Us 2 is kind of like gaming's requiem for a dream. You know what I mean?
I do like Aronofsky stuff, and I like how thought provocative it is. It's always weird to like compare our game to like some film or novel equivalent. But you know, we were going for something different, something that had a different tone even from the first game, and yet it needed to fit within what we set up with the first game. And that's again one of those things where you don't quite know how people will react to it, but it felt like a story that was important for us to tell, like with the kind of tribalism that's going on in the world, like a story that's dealing with grief, and how can you ever get past someone that has done you so wrong? Is there a way to do that? And it felt like an interesting conversation for us to explore. As one of my friends once told me, it's the most expensive therapy you could ever go through. It's like making this game.
Were there any games that you were, I mean, I don't know if you even had, time or whatever, but were there any games that you were playing to kind of, because you've got quite a serious, intense game. What did you play for kind of light relief during lockdown?
Oh, I can tell you, I played a ton of Fall Guys. So after a long day of work,
delightful.
I'd come home and just like put on Fall Guys, and it's the only game I've ever platinum, by the way, because I was just playing so much of it. And then these days it's turned into Fortnite, so I play a lot with Fortnite with my kids, and I get like this little murder squad just running around the map and killing people, and that's how we relaxed up there along.
Well, I think it might be time for another poll. What do you think, Julia?
I think it is, but I don't think we can ask Neil to answer this one because it seems a little bit unfair if we ask him.
Yeah, I know. I don't think you'll be able to answer this, Neil, because it's asking to pick a favorite character from The Last of Us Part 2.
Can you, or is that not allowed?
I can't. That's like asking which one.
Which is your favorite child, right? Well, for you guys watching at home, here are your choices. Who is your favorite Last of Us Part 2 character? You've got A, Abby. You've got B, Dina. You've got C, Ellie. You've got D, Joel. E, Lev. Or F. God, there's so many choices here. Tommy. Who's your favorite, Jules? You can answer this, right?
I'm into my fitness stuff, so I've been literally fully obsessed with like it's Colin Foch who was the basically body for Abby. I follow her on Instagram. I'm fully obsessed. fully obsessed.
I saw, didn't you make like on Instagram, you have like your Abby workout?
I did, yeah. It was one of the, so I do a thing called Game to Train, and like one of the first things everyone wanted to do was have Abby arms, because let's be honest, her arms are amazing. Why wouldn't you want to have giant arms?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Delt goals, they're just like, absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could choose a favorite here. I think it has to be Ellie. I think it's still Ellie, you know? Like, despite everything, I think it's very rare to go on such a journey with a character over the years and over all of the last 2 centuries. Yeah, it's just, and thank you so much for like bringing such an emotionally complex character to us all.
Yeah.
And a big congrats to Laura, who just won for her performance with Abby. But you know, so much of acting is reacting and having the person next to you, and that's why a big shout out to Ashley Johnson as well, and the whole cast, but those two specifically, and how they really put it all out on the mocap stage and left nothing on the table for those performances.
Ellie's Machete says, thank you, Neil, for the amazing experience. Now pay for my therapy, please.
Yeah, can I get in on that, actually?
Yeah. I think we all need therapy after last year. I don't think that's anything game specific, but yeah. What are you going to do? Like when everything's kind of lifted up, what's the way that you're going to celebrate, Neil? What are you going to do?
I can't wait to just, there's so many people that worked so hard, that were collaborators, that had wonderful ideas that made into the game. And it's weird to send them Slack messages and texts, and it's like, I want to be in the room with them, getting drunk with them, hugging them, like high-fiving them. So that's what I'm looking forward to. It's like, we didn't have our rap party. We didn't have a real rap party after finishing this like multi-year project. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Remember hugs?
I remember hugs. That's the thing you do with like your arms around someone. I don't remember.
Someone.
Pillows don't count.
No.
No. Oh, it's been such an amazing journey to play Last of Us 2. I had to actually, you know what, Eves? I think I told you this at the time. I had to basically play it. I could manage about an hour and a half, and then I'd have to like stop and have a break.
Yeah.
Because I was just so emotionally invested that I just had to have a bit of a breather. I found it quite stressful.
I finished it, I think I finished the game at about 3 a.m. Honestly, because
How did you go to sleep after that bit?
I couldn't not. I had to get to the end, because once you reach a certain point in the story, you're like, well, I have to keep playing. So yeah, thanks for that, Neil. Actually, like you giving me sleepless nights and everything. But when it came to finishing the game, did you do like a full playthrough at the end? Do you have the same reaction that other people have because you've been so closely bound to it for that long?
I do have an emotional reaction. I don't think it's the same reaction, because when I look at the game, I can't help but think, I was like, oh, this is when I was brainstorming with like, you know, my co-game directors, Kurt and Anthony, or this is when like we were like chatting over dinner and coming up with this idea. So it's like, it's so like intertwined with our personal experience. And, you know, just, I think like a lot of game developers at Naughty Dog, we just put so much of ourselves into our work that there's no way to fully separate yourselves from it. Like even now when I play Uncharted 1 or 2, it's like I just remember those moments that I had with my friends like making that game. So it's often like a nostalgic emotional reaction, not only to what's happening on screen, but just what it took to get that up on screen.
Oh, amazing. Well, look, thank you so much for chatting to us. And actually, we have your star. Coming up next, we have Laura Bailey, who's going to be joining us. So thank you so much, Neil. Thank you, and congratulations.
Well,
Congratulations,
Neil.
and everyone at Naughty Dog.
Congratulations. Yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
You didn't see my husband come in just after it was announced, and like we jumped around the room for a while. It was wonderful.
Yes, that is exactly what we want to see when someone wins an award. If they're not jumping around, we're going to take it back. Sorry.
We won't take it back.
No, we won't take it back.
But pets and husbands are definitely encouraged.
Yeah, it's very heavy. You don't want to pay for that postage to send a BAFTA back. That's for sure. So heavy. They're very heavy. So how do you feel after winning that? I mean, I think, you know, as players of the game, we went through such a deeply, I don't want to say traumatic, but it was a very emotionally thing that's kind of happened. I mean, you know, as the actor within the game, what was the experience like for you?
Traumatic.
It wasn't just us then.
You know, Abby's path was very dark at times. So yeah, it was very difficult to film, and you know, as Neil said, right when the game was about to come out, you know, the world changed drastically, and so that whole experience upon release was very different. So yeah, it was the release of the game kind of feels like a bit of a fever dream. So this is very surreal. This is wonderful right now.
How much did you kind of know about the character before you accepted the role?
I mean, I thankfully I had talked to Neil about the character before, loosely before I auditioned for it, and so I knew, what was happening going into the auditions. And then after I was cast, then he really explained to me the entire story and everything involved.
Yeah, I mean, was it not a little bit kind of sort of terrifying? Because obviously everyone loved Ellie so much. To know that you're coming in, to know that you're going to be this antagonist it's all going to kind of that's like an extra layer of fear, surely.
Oh yeah. I kind of knew that she was gonna, create a divided opinion for sure. But more than anything, what I wanted was for people to understand her by the end of the game, and I really think, at least for the most part, I feel like people did. I wanted it to be confusing.
It was confusing.
Moment.
That's such a good word to.
Ellie.
Yeah, that's such a good word for it.
Yeah, absolutely confusing. Yeah, like I was saying, there's points where you're like, I don't know, I don't want to press any buttons. I don't know how I feel about this thing.
I played the game, like I knew what was going to happen, and even still, I didn't want to walk forward on the beach because I knew what was coming up. I didn't want to hit X. I didn't want to make that fight happen.
Well, here's proof that, you absolutely, turned everyone around on Abby. The results of our poll is that Abby is the fan favorite character of the Last of Us series.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's huge.
That is huge. That is very surprising to me because the other characters are so loved.
Incredible.
Wow.
Amazing. Well, look, huge congratulations again. Like so well deserved. And I'm sure we'll see you again at another BAFTA, obviously.
I hope so. I hope we can actually see each other in person sometime.
Yes,
again.
come to London. We'll do a post-BAFTA thing. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
I'm getting on a plane right now.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Laura. Congratulations.